Yeah, okay. So I think we're good. My plan is for this to go about I don't know, 40, 45 minutes. So this is not one of those stupid hour and a half, 2 hour long webinars where they could have said it in like 20 minutes. All right. So, as you've probably noticed, again, most of you have been on my list before this. And pretty much over the last 6 to 8 months, you may have noticed I haven't really done anything. I haven't had any new content on the site, on Stray Blogger. I haven't sent out many emails till recently. You may or may not have gotten some autoresponder emails. I mean, that could have happened. But I wasn't really actively doing anything in my business for like the last 6 months about. So it ended up being longer than I was planning on, that I wasn't, really doing anything with my business, just kind of taking a break. By the way, if you emailed me during that time, and I like sporadically answered emails, but just with the amount of emails that I get, and I'm not saying just from people, just emails in general, like marketing emails, spam, all that kind of stuff. If I didn't look at my email for a week, I'd have 1,000 new messages. And so, anyways, if I didn't email you back in the last, in the last 6 months or whatever, don't take it personally. I just got so far behind that I just didn't go back and look at things. If it was customer service stuff, I think I responded to those for the most part. Anyways, the reason that I ended up taking off more time than I was planning on is because my income from my online business, from my websites and everything, I admit it dropped, but it was still plenty. Okay, so that's kind of why I was planning originally on like 2 or 3 months off, or a month. But when I started to think, okay, I got to get started again, I was looking back at my business, analyzing, okay, what really worked and what didn't work. Or what worked long term without me really doing anything. And so I obviously knew going along. I mean, I would check my stats and stuff a couple times a week. So I knew what was working. I mean, I knew where income was coming from, obviously. And then looking forward, what would be the most high leverage things for me to focus on going forward? And obviously, these are basically the same question. If something is going to work long term once I have it set up without me having to do much, well, the obvious thing would be for me to keep building those types of things, right? So here's what worked without me doing much. This is just a list of the things that have consistently worked and generated income over the last 6 months without me really doing much, putting in manual time every day. So my own little niche sites, I've talked a lot about that in the past. Kindle books have still been doing really well. My own information products, and then autoresponder campaigns. And so when I say autoresponder campaign, that may be for affiliate offers, or it may be for my own information products. So it just depends. I have a lot of both out there, and a lot of my autoresponder campaigns will promote my own product, and then down the road, like affiliate products. So it's kind of both. So those are the things that have been working for me basically since day one. I shouldn't say day one. Since things started to work for me up until, 6 months ago, and then through these last 6 months when I haven't really been working actively on my business. So, all those things I just mentioned in the last slide, they have two components basically. I mean, everything boiled down. And you've heard this before. Any online business comes down to basically two things. That's traffic generation and conversion. So both of these things are huge, huge topics. There's entire courses on just one type of a Facebook ad, for example. Or there's entire courses on SEO, or there's entire courses on link building, or there's entire courses on getting traffic from YouTube, and on and on and on. It's a huge topic. Conversion is the same way. But without traffic, there is no conversion, right? I mean, here, how many of you do this? And I want you to type this into the question box. If you've set up a site, have you spent way more time tinkering around with the site design and how it looks than you have creating content or actually trying to generate traffic? If you're guilty of that, just type yes into the question box. Well, it's not like a sin or anything, but there's a ton of yeses coming in, which it's funny to me because that's exactly what I did. And I still do that. Like I still spend more time than I should tweaking things, and I'll have an idea like, oh, I should change this color or change my stuff to this font. That kind of stuff that just really doesn't matter. And the bottom line is you shouldn't really change anything until you have enough traffic to actually test things against. Because you're just coming up with these random ideas of what you think might work, or you see it on someone else's site. And every site's completely different. Anyways, so that's like the first big mistake is, set up your site, make it good enough, and then you really want to focus on traffic generation for the first while. Okay. So just that list again: my niche sites, Kindle books, info products, and autoresponder campaigns. Each one of these basically involve both components, traffic and conversion. I would consider an autoresponder campaign a conversion activity for sure, because an autoresponder campaign does not generate traffic on its own. So, but these other things, and each version of traffic and conversion for each method, I guess, is a little bit different. The way that I get traffic to niche sites is a little bit different than how I would get traffic to Kindle books or my own info products. And my own niche sites and info products are essentially the same thing, but they're also very similar. I mean, there's a few basic components that work for everything. The best model going forward, it's basically a combination of these things. And I mean, this isn't really anything new or revolutionary, but hopefully it just clarifies things for you. This is really the way you should be thinking of things and setting things up. And it's one piece at a time. So anyways, here it is. Jeez, one sec. There we go. So you can all see this slide now, right? With the green arrows: traffic, website, email list. Okay. All right. So it starts with traffic. We just talked about that. Your first priority should be to get a decent amount of traffic to your site, and for it to keep coming to your site. That should really be your first priority. Now, obviously, you have to have a website first. Traffic's first here, but you have to have a website set up. But the flow is traffic comes to your website, then it goes to your email list. Really, this should say an opt-in form. You want to funnel all of your traffic, or as much of it as you can, to your email list. And from there, you should promote a Kindle book or books. That in itself could be a whole webinar topic about the different models of Kindle books, and you have these lead gen Kindle books, and then through your autoresponder you promote like a big Kindle book that's priced at $8.99. I have one site set up like that, or you can have just one Kindle book and you promote it from the site as well as through the email list, and your only goal is to just sell that one book. That's another model. Another model would be to have like two to three or more books priced at $2.99. So that all just depends, and that's just a judgment call basically on your part, and what would be the best for your market. Anyways, from there you go to either your own info product or affiliate offers. And as you can tell, so from this email list, an autoresponder sequence is going to help you complete both of these steps. Another lesson that's in this flow or this model is that you need something to sell yourself. The best thing, hands down, would be your own Kindle book. That's something that you could literally write in a weekend. Even if it took you 3 weeks, that's not a big deal if you only have a half hour a day or an hour a day to work on it. You just get that done. The beauty of a Kindle book is that as you do this part, building up your traffic to your website and your email list, and then selling your Kindle book, the more sales that you can generate from your own traffic sources, the better your Kindle book is going to do in the Amazon marketplace. And the better it does in the Amazon marketplace, the more organic sales that it's going to get from Amazon. And then inside the Kindle book, you want to offer a bonus. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it bonus chapters. You can call it bonus content, or I'm pretty sure that inside one of my best performing lead generation books, I just say bonus content. So you don't have to come up with a revolutionary phrase for this. But the point is, inside your Kindle books, you always want to, again, that is like your traffic. That's part of your traffic. So you want to funnel as much of that as you can onto your email list. So you link to a squeeze page from inside your Kindle book, offer them a bonus chapters, whatever you want to call it. And then from there, after that, so let's say you have an initial sequence that recommends, a higher price, like your main Kindle book. And then from inside your main Kindle book, you would have an opt-in form, or you would link to some bonus content. And that means that if somebody has purchased, or if somebody gets on that list, it means they've bought your book. Because, you can't install like Google Analytics or like a goal, like a conversion tracking, anything inside of it. You can't use that with Kindle books. So the best way, or the only really way you can do it, is to have an opt-in form, link to an opt-in form from inside your Kindle book. And if someone gets on that list, it means they've bought your Kindle book. And so from there, you know that they're a buyer, even if it's only $2 or something like that. Or even 99 cents, they are out looking and buying information on this topic. So from there, you just use another autoresponder sequence to recommend affiliate offers over time. So it really is a simple formula, and it's just a matter of how much traffic can you put in on the front end, and it's just going to be a bigger amount of earnings that come out of the funnel. That's what it is, all boiled down. So, like I said, you have probably heard versions of this, or maybe the whole thing, like you've probably heard this or you've thought about it on your own. But was that helpful to see it explained like that? Hopefully it just clarified things for you. That was maybe the main idea. Yeah, so let's keep going here. All right, I kind of just went on a huge sales pitch for building a list. That's what this slide's about. Again, all of your traffic should at least be exposed to your opt-in form. It's impossible to get all of your traffic to actually opt in, of course, but getting someone on your list is the number one first step. It's the first act of it's like the first action you want any visitor of yours to take. That's the biggest primary goal that you have of any traffic that comes to your site. So I'll just say this again. Building a list is like, it's just as fundamental. It's just as fundamental as putting up a site, like getting your own hosting. If you want to gain any traction, you have to be doing this. You have to be building a list. And I know that most people don't, but you should start from day one, having at least an opt-in form on your site. Okay, so going back to traffic, this is where it all starts. Fast traffic methods, they definitely have their place. And these on this slide, I mean, I use a lot of, I don't do a lot of forum marketing anymore or like blog commenting. Okay, I do none of that now, but I'm telling you, that is how I started. Like, that is how I started and got my first few sales. Like, that is literally how I got things started, was doing forum marketing and blog commenting. But anyways, these are what I would say are considered fast traffic methods. Facebook ads, paid traffic, whether that's Google AdWords or Bing or pay-per-view, just paid traffic. Forum marketing, blog commenting. You're not going to get a tidal wave of traffic from forum marketing or blog commenting, but you can get, like a decent amount of traffic built up if you consistently do that every day. And, I won't go deeper into that, but these are like fast traffic methods. These are ways to get traffic like really quickly to your site. And if you use these, the problem with these methods is the traffic turns off as soon as you stop the activity. If you quit putting money into Facebook ads, the traffic turns off. If you quit, commenting in forums or on blogs, blog commenting, that traffic, for the most part, kind of turns off. So if you do any of these without building a list, you're pretty much wasting your time, because very, very few people buy on the first visit to a website. Really, your only chance of making sales, whether it's, again, to your own products or affiliate products, is to get someone on a list and, build up a certain level of trust to where they would even consider one of your recommendations. Just a link on a site, that's very rarely will convert to a sale. So anyways, these have their place, but I would say that it's further down the road. Maybe not so much forum marketing and blog commenting, but if you're going to go out and do that stuff, just getting started, you need to have an opt-in form and a freebie set up first, so that you at least capture some of that onto your email list, so that you can, the best traffic source long-term is your list. So you need to start doing that from day one. Okay, so on these four things, these things that continued to make sales without my involvement. I wasn't doing any fast traffic methods I wasn't doing any of that because, again, it was manual stuff. And people say that paid traffic it is instantaneous. I do a lot of Facebook ads now, but it takes a lot of time. So it's kind of a myth that it's just super easy, because if you're not managing your campaigns daily and looking at the stats and click-through rates and ad fatigue and all that crap, it's gonna go down and you're gonna lose money, and it's not gonna your campaigns aren't gonna be profitable anymore. But it takes a lot of time. So what I'm trying to tell you right now is I wasn't using any of these methods over the last 6 months, but these 4 things kept making sales and earnings for my business. So I do think, like I said, you should use these traffic methods eventually, but you first need to build a base of steady, free traffic that you can count on. So, of course, the question is, how do you build a base of steady, free traffic? 1 second, let me get a drink of water. Okay, so I think my next slide is another good one, or just a good visual. Yeah, this is it. So market and keyword research really is the base of like long-term sustainable, or maybe not sustainable, reliable, long-term reliable traffic. So as you can see, you have market and or keyword research. They are kind of 2 different things, but they're kind of the same thing at the same time. And this gives you, or doing this correctly lets you know what kind of content the search engines want and what kind of content your audience wants. And when you provide both of those things, you are going to get search engine traffic, you are going to get YouTube traffic, and you're going to get social media traffic. And, these little arrows point to your website because that's like the idea. Now, primarily, these 2 things right here, YouTube traffic and search engine traffic, those are going to be your best bet. Social media traffic is like it's like icing on the cake. It's just bonus stuff. I don't go out and try to generate a lot of social media traffic. Like I don't try to go and get social media traffic. I focus on these 2 for my sites usually, and social media traffic will just be a byproduct of doing these 2 things well, or these 2 things well. And you'll get search engine traffic, you'll get YouTube traffic. YouTube traffic is some of the best just qualified pre-sold like warm traffic you can get, and it obviously is a huge part of search engine traffic. The example I'm going to show you in a minute is mostly off of YouTube traffic, but really it's search engine traffic. You'll see what I mean. But really it all starts with market and keyword research. And what that means is the market part, market research, that's kind of getting into the mind of your ideal prospect. What kinds of things are they typing into search engines? What websites are they on? What kind of content are they looking for? That's more of the and what kind of products are they actually buying? That's more of what market research means. keyword research, there's several types of keyword research, and there's a lot of ways that you can use keyword tools like, Longtail Pro or Market Samurai. There's a lot of ways you can use those to just above and beyond the way that most people know how to use them, which is just type in a keyword phrase, get some ideas, and look at the numbers and think, okay, this seems like it's easier to rank for, so I'll try this. You can do a lot more with those tools. Okay, so we're going to go through an example. I'm going to show you one of my sites. And this is fun. I mean, this kind of just proves what I'm saying 100%. I'm not an expert on this topic. It's kind of a funny topic. Like, to me, it's almost an inside joke with myself that I have a website about this. So let me pull in this window. So right here, so I'm in an incognito window, and the reason I'm using that is because when I do this keyword search right now, just to prove to you that I'm getting search engine traffic for this site, an incognito window is not using any of your web history at all. So this is a completely neutral search, and Google, you're gonna, whatever your search is, you're gonna see the real top 10. That's why I'm using incognito. So the topic is how to start a dog walking business. Yeah, it's funny. So the main keyword, I know that I rank for how to start a dog walking business, but I'm hoping that I rank for just dog walking business because that gets a lot more searches. Let's see. Nice. So I am number 9, but I am in the top 10. How to start a dog walking business. This is another video. So if you listen to this video, you will see that it is most definitely me. It's my voice. This thing has got 10,000 views. I have not touched this site. I'm using this site as an example because I made this site and the course probably within a month total or something like that. It was a niche that I kind of researched and looked into, and I just decided to make one of these. One of my courses that's in Stray Blogger Training is Niche Video Tycoon, and this is one of those sites. That's what this is. So anyways, I have 6 videos. I didn't even finish the videos for this, the YouTube videos. But this video alone, it's in the top 10. The link right here goes to my website. So this is the site, Dog Walking Tycoon. If you come, this isn't the home page. If you come to the home page, I've just got another video, a YouTube video about the basics of starting a dog walking business. Pretty simple stuff. I mean, the website, it's a clean, simple design, as you can see. It's nothing fancy or crazy, but it's effective. And it looks decent, right? It's not gonna win any design awards, but the navigation is very simple. The free mini course, that's my main thing. So this is what I was talking about. Someone can this is pretty prominent, this is what they'll see. They can enter in their email address right here, or they can go to the free mini course, and this is a dedicated squeeze page. They can get this 12-week startup cheat sheet. So that's my freebie thing. If we go back to the site, So I think I've created a grand total of maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 content pages for this. Oh, a pop-up. That's another one of my rules in action. I always use pop-ups on my site because they work extremely well. And then this up here is prominent as well. And this just goes straight to the sales page. Whoops. So this is a sales page. This course is just, it's one payment of $47. This is a Clickbank product. $47. So this site just makes, it's nothing crazy. It's anywhere between $300 to like $600 a month. Just Clickbank sales from mainly, I mean, I'll admit it's mainly this video right here that ranks in the top 10 for dog walking business. But it also, not a lot, but it gets a fair amount of long tail long tail searches for different variations of these topics. So there's like dog sitting rates, dog walking jobs, how to set, how much should you charge for dog walking, how to become a dog walker, how to choose a dog walking business name. So, oh, and then when somebody opts in, this is a big key to the conversion part. This is my follow-up series for this website. And these are pretty good rates, I mean, across the board. So 33% pretty much, I mean, just overall for a long time now. 33% of the emails get opened all the way to the end. And there's 10 emails. So what I'm doing with these autoresponder messages is I'm basically giving like a quick summary of the different modules in the paid course. And at the end of each email, I just say, like, if you want all of my best information in one spot, click here to purchase my video course. That's basically what it is. And it works good. So I spent, a month, a decent amount of time, honestly, to put these articles together. And the video course, like the paid video course, I think there's 12 videos in there or something like that. But they're like slideshow videos. And it's good information. I mean, I took some time doing the research. I owned my own pest control business at one point, so a lot of that translated over as far as like coming up with rates and kind of the marketing for a service business. So I did kind of have an angle on that. Anyways, that is just a live example of exactly what I'm talking about. And so the model that I walked you through on these slides, it's not, like I said, it's not anything revolutionary. It's not the brand new latest thing. Like, this site has been set up for, I think, probably just over 2 years now. And it's been working ever since then. So the basics, the fundamentals work. Building a list, quality content, selling a product, this stuff just works. So that's pretty much it. I mean, that's what I had for the webinar. Hopefully this helped you a lot to clarify things, kind of give you a direction. Like I said, I don't have anything to like pitch or sell right now. But this Saturday, I'm releasing a course on keyword research itself to kind of find these these topics and then keywords, find out how to use keyword tools to find the types of content your audience wants, and some other tips and tricks for getting this type of long-term set it and forget it traffic. So I'll send out an email about it, but it's going to be on Saturday. So let's just do a Q&A. You guys can pretty much just go nuts. Ask me questions about anything I've talked about. Let me just look through. I mean, there have been questions through the webinar, so. David, the Clickbank product is my own Clickbank product. Like, I made a course about starting a dog walking business. And I'm definitely not bragging about my course on dog walking business, but I get emails from people who are like, this is super helpful. Thanks for... So, I'm good at organizing information and making it like clear, and I just went out and did the research, like what do you need to do to actually start a dog walking business, and I just put that together, organized it into a course. So it's like, there's videos in there that give you like the real information about how to do this stuff. And that's what I've said in my other trainings, is anybody can learn to do that. Like, just take information, package it, make it clear and usable, and a certain number of people out there looking for information on that topic are willing to pay, an amount to just have it all in one place to buy your course. So the Clickbank course is mine. Okay, hold on. Now there's a lot of questions. So one question is, like, what tools do you use? If you go to my blog, strayblogger.com, it should just be, it's a link on the main navigation at the top that says resources, I think. And that kind of lists the things I use. So a specific question is, do I like Market Samurai or Longtail Pro better? At this point in time, hands down, Longtail Pro. For sure. Let me I'll just tell you every tool I use. So Aweber, first of all, to build a list and have an autoresponder. Almost all of my sites like this, I use the Profits theme. That's what it's called. It's the WordPress theme called Profits theme. I think that's on that resources page as well. That's actually, I think that's it for this site, because Profits theme, it lets you create a protected membership area without needing a plugin like Digital Access Pass or Wishlist Member. So I think really all the tools in use on this site are just Aweber. Oh, I do have Easy Video Player, but that's definitely not like necessary. Aweber and Profits theme. I think that's it. So you can create a course. Well, I did use ScreenFlow to like create the videos. You have to have some type of video recording software. But other than that, Profits theme and Aweber. So someone else asked about personas. I use a different persona per site. And that's just up to you. Oh yeah. So, right. A lot of my personas, most of them, I'll use the first name Nate. Um, the the main reason I do that is just so that when I'm writing, so I have a different last name, like a different persona per niche, basically. The reason I use Nate for all my first names is just so that when I'm writing emails, when I'm going through these different projects, I can basically, when I sign off the emails, I just can say Nate, and it's always going to be Nate. That's really the main reason, because I spend a lot of time writing emails, writing out autoresponder sequences. You've got to think like writing out an autoresponder sequence is one of the most high leverage activities you can do, because I mean, it's just people are gonna see that. It's just evergreen content. It's more valuable than like the articles on your blog or the actual articles on your website, because when someone's reading an email, it's like they've opened it on purpose. It's in their email client. It's just, there's something about email. It's still just by far the most effective, like online communication medium. So anyways, that's the main reason. And it is easier, yeah, than having like 30 completely different names out there to keep track of. So do I know how much Longtail Pro is? Yeah, it's $97. So it's like a one-time fee of $97. There is a platinum option for $15 a month. That gives you a few extra tools. Basically there's a one-click button that platinum gives you that does all your keyword competition for you. Sorry if you guys can hear that background noise. I don't know what. Of course that happens while I'm doing a webinar. We're in like a new it's like a new construction home, so there's new houses being built. Hopefully it's not like a murderer chainsawing down the front door. I have no idea. So Suki, that's a good question. She says, sorry, Suki, I don't know by your first name if that's male or female, so hopefully I didn't just say that wrong. So you say my problem is I don't feel like I know enough about a topic to convince others to buy products. That's like the textbook definition of a self-limiting belief. And I had that same thing too for a while. Everything is kind of a not a continuum, but just a progression. Like anything that makes you feel nervous at first, if you just start to do it, it won't be a big deal anymore. So for example, like at very, very first, I felt really weird about even recording my voice on a video, and just thinking like, what if somebody that I know hears this and knows that it's me like talking about this random, topic, trying to promote this affiliate thing, just stuff like that. These thoughts that just don't even matter. And then doing webinars, I was, doing pretty well with my business at that point, but getting on a webinar, the idea of it made me really nervous. And now it's just not a big deal. So anything like that, the secret is to just get started. Yeah, Peter makes a good point. You only need to know more than the buyer. That pretty much sums it up. That's all you need to know. How do you rank your sites these days with all the latest Google updates? Honestly, my focus now is not really trying to choose. I don't really try to find these golden nugget keywords and then, put all my time and effort into ranking for that one keyword. That's not how I do things anymore. The best approach, I mean, it's still possible, obviously, but my focus now is to. That is so loud. Sorry about that. I guess they decided to do like landscaping at 9:30. Jeez. What was I even saying? Oh, ranking sites is finding a lot of long tail keywords, and when you're looking for long tail keywords, like exact sentences in the form of questions that people are typing into search engines, it will basically tell you. The way that I like to use those is creating like pillar content with that kind of stuff. So when you write these like 1,000 word articles or longer, based around that kind of encompass a lot of long tail keywords, you'll get a lot of long tail traffic for that. And then the other thing that I always do is create a YouTube video for articles that I put up that's kind of based on the same keywords. So that really gives you like multiple chances to rank for certain keywords, either your website page or your YouTube video. I have a small list. Is it possible to move the list to Aweber? Yes, it is. I'm not. You could go to Aweber's site and look into that. Like, they have several pages set up to like answer that question. I've never really looked into it because I just started with Aweber from day one. But yeah, I would go to Aweber and possibly email their support, and they would answer that. How often do I email my list? How do I proportion non-sales to sales emails sent out? Well, I have a bunch of my follow-up sequences set up differently. This one, as you can see, is every day. Every day for 10 days. So that's how that one is set up. You can do it, and I'm pretty sure that every single email at the end has a link that just says something like, for to get all my best information in one spot, click here to buy my my full video course, or something like that. So you can just do different types of emails. Just a full-on promotion email after 2 or 3 emails of just content with no link at all. Or you can do a content plus a soft sell type email and do those like every email. It just depends. And both ways can work equally well, so it's just not it's basically personal preference, I would say. So all my lists are single opt-in. Yeah, I changed that on Aweber's preferences on every single one. So the question was, are my lists single or double opt-in? Double opt-in, you have to do the confirmation step. And just thinking about it, from a common sense, I shouldn't say common sense, but from my perspective, just the way I view things, I do all my lists single opt-in. So The spam score that you're seeing here, that's a number that Aweber assigns, and anything below a 5 is like completely fine. So a 1.5 is low. If you have any link in an email, you're going to have a spam score of at least a 1. The only way to get a 0% spam or a 0 spam score with Aweber is to send an email with no links in it at all. So anything below a 5 is completely fine. Oh, can we see one of the emails? Well, yeah, you can just go to this site and opt in. And you'll get each email one every day. And that's a good way to just kind of see what other people are doing, how their emails are set up. So I've done that in quite a few markets that I'm thinking about creating a site and a product about. And I just see exactly what they do. I set like a tag on their emails so that later I can, after like 10 or 20 days, I can look at all in one spot in a list. Like, these are the emails they send out, just to see what they do. And that's just like reverse engineering something. So you can do, this, you don't need to reverse engineer it. The bottom line is, like, I told you how these work. They each email provides like content, a summarized version of that module in the full video course, and then I just have like a soft sales pitch to the actual video course. That's how these emails are. But yeah, you can opt in and just see one. Oh, that's a good question. Do I send more emails after the 10 follow-up messages? So every few months, I will come in and just send out a broadcast to these little niche sites. This is a great tip. You can thank, this person's name says friend, so I don't know who asked this. But this is a great tip. So once you have a bunch of these little lists set up in different topics, the downside is you can only do this with your own products, of course. But I will do like a 3-day half off sale. First, okay, let me back up. When someone buys the course, they're taken off the main list, like the freebie list. So this way, doesn't like piss anyone off that's bought it. And you could debate this like ethically or whatever, like, well, people who bought it for full price, then you're giving it for half price. That doesn't matter. Big stores do sales all the time. That's just the way it is. Whatever you have to do to make a sale. Like, I'll just do a half price sale for 3 days, and it's a real time half price because I'm using broadcast emails, and that'll generate just a lot of, I don't know, sometimes $500,000 in just sales. Just doing these 3-day like half price sales. And I'll send out like content or an article once in a while to some of these. But to be honest, the big main part is okay, Karina asked that question. The main part is the backbone of everything is this autoresponder sequence. All right, guys, I'm about to lose my voice, and I really don't want to do it all the way. So we've gone an hour, close to an hour 20. So I'm going to end this. If I didn't answer one of your questions that you're really wondering about, just send me an email, nate@strayblogger.com. And if you want to go through this again, I've recorded it. I'm hoping that the recording worked. And I'll have that up on my blog, or I'll send out a link to it soon. And then on Saturday, watch for an email Saturday morning. You can check out the course I'm releasing on how to do market research and use keyword tools in these different ways. and see if you think it's worth your time. So thank you for getting on this webinar, and I hope you learned something.